Giveaway alert. We will be announcing our giveaway alert very soon on Instagram. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Instagram link mentioned below. Ban on international travel, sustained by Australian court. In today's video update, we will talk about the Australian court's decision, which upholds ban on most international travel. An Australian court on Tuesday rejected a challenge to the federal government's draconian power to prevent most citizens from leaving the country, so that they do not bring COVID-19 home. Australia is the only developed democratic country that has stopped its citizens and permanent residents from leaving the country, except in exceptional circumstances, where they can demonstrate a compelling reason. Most Australians have still not been able to return, since March 2020, under a government emergency order made under the powerful Biosecurity Act. According to Petition, Health Minister Greg Hunt did not have the power to legally stop thousands of Australians from attending weddings and funerals, caring for dying relatives, and meeting newborn babies by imposing travel bans. The lawyer stated that Australians had a right to leave their country under the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights that Australia had ratified. However, the three judges overruled that submission because it was based on the erroneous premise that the right is absolute. According to the lawyers, such a biosecurity control order could only be enforced on an individual rather than an entire population. The order could only be enforced if that individual had symptoms of a listed human disease, had been exposed to such a disease, or had failed to comply with travel requirements. The judge quoted that the travel restrictions were harsh and might intrude upon individuals' rights. However, Parliament was aware of that. The lawyer mentioned that he was considering an appeal to the High Court. He further mentioned that, while Europe and most of the world open up their borders, Australia and North Korea are only rigid on reopening borders by imposing strict controls over their citizens' ability to leave their country. He had expected hundreds of thousands of Australians to fly within weeks if he had won. Critics of the emergency order argue it is harshest for the 30% of Australians who were born overseas. According to the government, strict measures have played an important part in controlling the spread of coronavirus. Surveys suggest most Australians applaud their government's drastic border controls. According to a survey published last month in the Australian newspaper, 73% of respondents said the international border should remain closed until at least the middle of next year. According to the Australian Broadcasting Corp's last week's survey, 79% of respondents agree the international border should stay shut until the pandemic is under control globally. Critics of the Australian travel restrictions argue that decisions on who can travel and why are inconsistent and lack transparency. Melbourne started a 7-day lockdown last Friday. Because of the increase, active cases had grown to more than 50 cases. Australia and New Zealand opened a quarantine-free travel bubble in April and hope to create such bubbles with other countries in time. Our video ends here. Please comment below and share your thoughts with us. Thanks for watching today's video update.